Hi everyone, welcome to Friday, the last day of the working week here on TNT as we try and bring you up to date with all the latest news stories. And I don't know how we got here, but suddenly this week has just finished. Tomorrow we've got our live program at 9 a.m. Thai time. You're all invited to join in. Then on Sunday we've got Grumpy Old Men. Steve and I will be heading off to a Vietnamese restaurant today. Yes, there's a Vietnamese restaurant very close to Thai Muang. So we'll go and check that out and we'll bring that to you on Sunday's program. In the meantime, with a cat meowing up in the roof, we'll move on with today's main news stories. A lot of updates at the end of the program. Probably the worst example of ChatGPT gibberish I've yet seen in Thailand. Our thank you to Pattaya Mail for publishing it. Basically, it's a puff piece for Kenny G on the Jazz Festival, but that just disappears into the background when you read all the rubbish that's been published. But we start with this story. NationThailand.com says Taiwanese actress says she misses Thailand after 4 ex-cops jailed for extorting her. This refers to an incident back in January this year. It was just 2 days ago that 4 policemen were sent to prison for 5 years over the particular extortion. But it seems the Taiwanese actress is saying, well, you know, I still love Thailand. She said yesterday she missed Thailand and that she believed there were more good than bad cops in the kingdom. She says, I miss Thailand. I hope everything will be okay. She then continued in English that the extortion incident in January had caused her trauma. Well, anytime you're barreled up by police in Thailand and extorted for any amount of money, yeah, it can be fairly traumatic at the time. Now, but the truth is, she says, there is some corruption all over the world, not just in Thailand. And she ended the post by saying, it's a lovely culture. Charlene Ann posted a TikTok video back in January alleging that she and her friends had been stopped at a police checkpoint in the early hours of January the 5th and that the police had planted a vaping device on her before demanding 27,000 baht to let her go free. Well, that was proven in a Thai court, and now 5 police spending 5 years in prison. Very unlikely they'll spend the whole 5 years there, but at least some action was taken and an example made of them. Now, is vaping illegal in Thailand? Well, yeah. And this story from the PattayaNews.com, massive seizure of e-cigarettes in Ayutthaya, over 60,000 units worth 10 million baht confiscated. I like the photo, all the vaping devices, but what happened to this guy? He's all been blanked out. So is he the alleged smuggler, or is he an undercover cop that nobody wants to show the face of? Well, we're not quite sure. But it says that e-cigarettes, e-liquids and other equipment, a total of 60,000 units valued over 10 million baht, was found at a private distribution centre in Ayutthaya. And as a result of the police search, there were 29 boxes of property found which were in dispute, containing e-cigarettes, e-liquids and other equipment. So just another example that Thai police are still fair dinkum, as we'd say in Australia, about cracking down on e-cigarettes and vaping devices and vaping liquids. Yeah, I know they're still freely available at certain markets, and there's still plenty of people that do vape. But yeah, technically it's illegal, and you can be fined if you're caught smoking or with vaping equipment. Now moving on to another follow-up story, this from Bangkok Post, and it says sticker on truck to be probed. And this is the particular sticker that's being discussed in this story. Well, this follows up from that truck, well, the back end of the truck anyway, that disappeared into that huge hole in the middle of Sukhumvit Road. There was a concrete block put across the top, but this truck, well, was too heavy for that concrete block, ended up in the hole instead. So people asking, maybe that truck was overloaded. Let's see what's behind this story. And the Prime Minister has ordered that a concerted effort be made to tackle bribery after a collapsed section of road in Bangkok was blamed on an overloaded lorry suspected of being approved as roadworthy due to illegal payments made to officials. The truck apparently exceeded the weight limit but was still able to operate on busy Sukhumvit Road. And Mr. Seta was responding to speculation that a green star-shaped sticker with the letter B printed on it, spotted on the windscreen of the 10-wheel truck, is a symbol used by truckers so that police who have accepted bribes let them pass by without inspection, despite being overweight. You might have thought that this symbol of corruption might be a little bit more discreet, like something that you have in your wallet and you show the policeman as you go past, but no, this sticker was emblazoned on the windscreen. Does anybody know about this? Well, the heavily loaded 10-wheeler broke a concrete slab placed over the opening to an underground cable trench in Prakannon district. And the Metropolitan Police Bureau has launched a probe into whether the 10-wheeler was to blame on Wednesday, if bribes were involved, and the meaning of the suspicious sticker. And looks like the National Police Chief is now involved, saying it remained unclear whether the green sticker can be said to serve as evidence that bribes were paid to the police. Well, maybe we can find somebody to clarify that situation for you, sir. Oh, here we go. We've got the President of the Land Transport Association confirming the green sticker effectively gives heavy trucks a free pass when it comes to exceeding the weight limit and operating in the city outside of the allowed hours. Without such a sticker, these trucks could never pass through several intersections where the police usually have checkpoints. He went on to say that the green sticker allows trucks to carry dirt to and from construction sites across Bangkok without having to worry about any police interference. It's awarded in exchange for bribes to the police and BMA officials. Well, it doesn't get much clearer than that. What does the police chief say about this? Well, he said accusations have damaged the police force's reputation. Well, we can't have that, but if you do drive by a truck and it's got a big green sticker with a B in the middle of it, you might know what's going on now. But I predict that we're going to see a lot fewer of those green stickers in the short term anyway. And a big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine. They've got a website, 5-Star Marine Phuket.com. There's also a link in the description below, a special deal for TNT viewers. If you are coming to Phuket and you'd like to go out on the best boat trip in town, out onto the waters of Panga, I can warmly recommend 5 Star Marine. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Thai time on Saturday for our live program where we get to chat about, well, just about anything that's on your mind. Now, just a further follow-up to that truck story, and Cowsod English on their Facebook page saying that the entire weight was 37,000 above the legal limit of 25,000 kilograms or 25 tonnes. And despite the fact that some of the soil that fell into the pipe was not counted, it's estimated that 12 tonnes are already overweight. Well, yep, that's the way that maths works, so let's see what happens with that particular story and those green B stickers. Now, yesterday we did a story saying that there'd been a shootout between police and an escaped prisoner in southern Thailand, and we reported that he'd been shot and killed. Well, it later emerged that there was a latest story that I didn't get to see before I produced the program, and that he escaped, and he's still at large. And that prompted this story, nationthailand.com, police chief vows no harm to fugitive crime boss if he surrenders. And police will guarantee the safety of a 37-year-old fugitive crime boss who escaped from official custody in Nakhon Si Thammarat province last month if he decides to turn himself in. And the police commissioner denied reports that officials had killed the man on Wednesday during a gunfight when police raided his hideout atop a mountain in Trang, a southern province adjacent to Nakhon Si Thammarat. And Torsak confirmed that there was a gunfight between Chawalit and officials pursuing him on Wednesday, but the convict had managed to escape again. The police have no policy of killing a fugitive, he said. However, his sentence will be added up every time he resists arrest. And Torsak said he believed Chawalit was still hiding in Trang and urged his relatives to convince him to turn himself in if he made contact with them. And the Corrections Department has offered a reward of 100,000 baht to anyone providing information leading to the man's arrest. So there's an easy 100,000 baht in your pocket if you know where he is. And an apology that we sort of misled you yesterday saying he'd been shot and killed, but that was the latest news we had at the time of publishing the program. Now, to the high-speed rail, this is the construction between, well, eventually Bangkok and Nong Khai on the border of Laos. How is it going? And we go to this ASEAN Skyline Facebook page, and it says the elevated high-speed rail tracks past Lum Katong Dam, one of the most beautiful parts of the high-speed rail between Bangkok and Nakhon Ratchasima. And it says it's a 253-kilometre track. There are 6 stations. That's the model of the train they're going to be using. The operating speed is 250 kilometres an hour. And the budget is 5 million baht, paid for by the Thai budget, and it's under construction, apparently meant to be opening in 2027. And these photos from Richard Barrow from Richard Barrow in Thailand, his Facebook page. If you want to know anything about trains in particular, Richard's your man. And here's some of his photos showing the construction of the project still moving on and snaking its way through northeastern Thailand. You'd have to make sure those piers are just 100% level. That thing's travelling at 250 kilometres an hour. And just one more photo there from Richard Barrow. So it looks like the high-speed train is progressing, and the projected completion date 2027. The TNT program, last day of the week, an invitation to subscribe to the channel. Please also share the video to anybody who might want to keep in touch with things happening here in Thailand. Now, there was a great amount of publicity earlier when Miss Universe Thailand, the franchise, was bought from Donald Trump by a Thai businesswoman. Well, what happened? And the Thai media company that owns the Miss Universe beauty pageant brand said on Thursday it had filed for bankruptcy while it tries to resolve a liquidity problem. And JKN Global Group made the announcement in a statement to the Thai Stock Exchange 2 months after it missed a deadline to repay bonds valued around $12 million. And the company is owned by media mogul and transgender rights campaigner Anne, who bought the pageant, previously owned by the former US President Donald Trump, in 2022 for $20 million. And the statement said submitting the rehabilitation petition will effectively solve the company's liquidity problem under the legal mechanism and provide fair protection to all stakeholders. So in rehabilitation, I assume the Miss Universe Thailand will continue next year, perhaps with a little bit less glitz and glamour. We head to Pattaya now for the next 2 stories. And Pattaya police perform exorcism to aid allegedly possessed man. This story from the PattayaNews.com. And it says that local residents in Pattaya were at their wits' end after they failed to calm down an unidentified man aged between 40 to 45, who was disturbing the peace at 4 a.m. with his blood-curdling screams. And the Thai man suddenly lost his composure and began exhibiting bizarre movements. And the residents say that his distressing outbursts resembled a sign of spiritual possession. And upon arrival at the scene, an enterprising young policeman, Yatakon, swiftly took action. He sprayed water around him, saying the problems had been resolved and there was nothing to worry about anymore. Immediately, the man's condition miraculously improved, as if he'd received a powerful blessing, according to witnesses. And it's unclear how Yatakon had the experience to perform exorcisms. Nothing, just a bit of a sideline. And he then kindly offered to provide the man transportation to his nearby condominium. The man's condominium security guard later informed the Pattaya News that he witnessed the man rushing down from the 14th floor in a state of distress. Upon inquiry, the man mentioned he was frightened by a ghostly woman. And it says the Pattaya police plan to later dispatch specialists to evaluate the man's mental state and ascertain the scientific cause of his outburst. I'm predicting the scientific cause might start with the word yabba. And we go to another story, completely disconnected. And Kenny G tops the lineup at Pattaya International Jazz Festival 2023. So it's all happening in Pattaya this weekend with the International Jazz Festival, including Kenny G, who I think we've established has got very little to do with jazz. But it says that Pattaya is poised to become the pulsating epicenter of music magic as it hosts the first ever Pattaya International Jazz Festival. And it's happening tonight and tomorrow night, but wow, this story just gets better. The unveiling of this extraordinary event took place at the prestigious Icon Siam, and it says the mayor and the TAT were leading the charge in an electrifying press conference. They can be so electrifying. And as the city takes this monumental step towards becoming a hub for cultural and artistic experience, the Pattaya International Jazz Festival emerges as a beacon, inviting music enthusiasts from every corner of the globe to partake in a melodic celebration that transcends boundaries and resonates with the soul. And don't miss your chance to be part of history. Mark your calendars for this extraordinary rendezvous with jazz excellence. What a load of rubbish. Did anybody put their name to this? No, it's just got the Pattaya Mail there. Hardly surprised nobody would want to link themselves with that long list of adjectives. But thank you very much to Pattaya Mail for advertising the Pattaya Jazz Festival on tonight and tomorrow night. I think Kenny G's playing tomorrow night. Check your local schedules if you're up that way. But thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Please subscribe to the channel. They've been really hard to come by over the past month. So any subscription's a good subscription. But have a great weekend. If I don't see you before, we'll be back with another weekday TNT on Monday. But we've got our live program tomorrow if you'd like to join in between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Thai time.